Bitcoin is close to becoming worthless.
Let's go. Now, what's the Bitcoin?
Bitcoin's like rat poison.
Yeah. Oh,
The greatest scam in history.
let's get it.
Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
Yeah.
Alright, you ungovernable misfits. I'm your host, Max. Everybody knows that Bitcoin is useless, worthless, and doomed to fail. But what if everyone's wrong? What if it's the system that is doomed to fail? Join me as I speak to some of the brightest people in the space and slither to the deepest, darkest depths of the Bitcoin rabbit hole. Today on Pleb Miner Month, John speaks to BingBong. He drove to the rural part of the Rust Belt to speak to him, and they did this interview in person. If you haven't already checked out John's incredible article, I'll link it in the show notes and you can check it out at ungovernablemisfits.com. We have prizes and giveaways every single day of this month, and if you still want to enter with a chance to win a Pleb Miner hoodie, you can go to the last episode with Schnitzel and boost on Fountain. Everyone who boosts on Fountain will be entered into the prize draw, and we will be releasing the winner very, very soon. Today's prize will be some seed signer bits, parts so that you can build your own, and I will link the tweet in the show notes so that you can enter that as well. Remember to check out ungovernablemisfits.com, and if you go to the menu, there is an entire section dedicated to Pleb Miner Month. Thanks for listening and enjoy the show.
All right, BingBong, you ready?
Ready.
All right. First of all, I just want to thank Max and Mr. Crown for kind of lending their platform to plebs and pleb miners for the month of September. Kind of really appreciate all the hard work that Max does, of course, to make the pod happen. But Mr. Crown is in the background there as well, producing a lot of the art and maintaining the website and making the awesome T-shirts and designs and stuff for that. So definitely thanks to those guys. And thanks, BingBong, for inviting me to your house.
Yeah.
Here in the rural community of the Rust Belt.
No doubt. It's good to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. We kind of have a similar story in the sense that we both come from working class backgrounds, and we're working class guys. And I think that kind of embodies a lot of the pleb spirit, is that you meet a lot of pleb miners who are also working class. It kind of fits in just kind of our ethos. So how did you get into Bitcoin first?
Okay.
And then we'll kind of go into how you got into mining and stuff, and how your story.
Yeah. So first of all, thanks for having me on. It's interesting. The whole Bitcoin space in general is like you meet all these people, but they're from, they're miles, thousands of miles away on different continents. And a lot of times you don't even get to put a face to these people. So it's always really good to be able to actually sit down and be face to face with somebody. But so it is cool to meet and, sit out here on my deck, and beautiful day, summer day. So first, the way that I got into Bitcoin, I guess for me, it was the end of 2020. I had a couple friends that were into it. They were kind of orange pilling me.
Yeah.
Basically, they were talking about
people can't help themselves.
Right. Once it's kind of like you just have to tell somebody.
Yeah. Every pleb is a Bitcoin apostle, just by default.
Right. So, for me, it was like, okay, I started looking into this Bitcoin thing. And I think when you first get into it, it's like all the shit coins and everything. They're like, everything looks cool. Everything looks like you're going to make money. And, getting into it in a bull run is, now I'm finding out, I never really went through a bear market until now. So I'm kind of seeing that side of it. But when you first get into it, I can remember, Doge pumping and like everybody going crazy, and Robinhood getting shut down because they couldn't. And it was just like, I was like, wow, this is crazy. So for me, that was kind of my first introduction. It was like around that time frame. I'm going to say like November, December of 2020. I had a couple friends that were buying Bitcoin through Swan. That's kind of the direction I went. I kind of KYC'd myself, not really knowing what I was doing. I think everybody kind of goes down that path.
Yeah.
I started DCAing into Swan, and I was just, mining Bitcoin, or not mining Bitcoin, but buying Bitcoin. And I got to the point with like where everybody is. I think I was orange pilled enough to where, I want to buy as much Bitcoin as I can. So you talk to other plebs, what can I do? Well, you can earn it, you can sell stuff. So, I sold my car at one point. Yeah.
You're one of them.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
That's hardcore.
I
have a lot of respect to you for that.
We were in the process of selling the car.
Okay.
That definitely made a spark in, when I was talking to my wife, it was definitely a push forward to go ahead and do it. But we figured that we could be a one-car family. I actually have a company vehicle, so it's no big deal. We didn't really need two. So my thought was, 90% of this is going to be, I'm going to buy Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what I did. I was DCAing through Swan and just ended up getting a pretty healthy stack and, pretty healthy for me, I guess, at the time, what I considered healthy.
Yeah.
And then I started, I'm in the space, joined up Twitter. Luckily for me, I had found some of the privacy guys, and I was kind of getting into that a little bit, and I really started going down the privacy end of it. And then I realized, like, shit, I KYC'd myself on all these these exchanges. Yeah, and what am I going to do? And there's a couple of the guys in the space. I've heard Diverter say it before. I can't remember the exact quote, but basically, don't let perfect be the enemy of good.
Yeah.
So, I kind of...
He puts it a lot better than you did just
right.
there. But yeah.
I'm sure. But so from there, I kind of just, I started down that path, and I was like, I got in with the Ronin dojo guys. I really liked what they were doing with their product, and I was like, I'm going to build a node, and well, first I built a node, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I think that's kind of everybody in the space. We were talking a little bit earlier before we started recording. Like, I sit back and I look at it now, and it's like all the things that I know about Bitcoin now in them first days, it was like it was way over my head, and I'm trying to, it just seemed like this thing that was too big for me to understand,
But you're so passionate about it that you just want to dive down every single rabbit hole and try it all.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my problem.
And I don't know if that's exactly a problem, because eventually you kind of hash it all out once you get down that rabbit hole.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, here's a node build.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get my Raspberry Pi, or I'm going to get my Rock Pi 64, and I have my memory, and I have my case, and I have my power supply, and now I have to pick what node implementation that I want to do, and
right.
You just start building, and like, okay, well, now I have this thing. What am I supposed to do now?
Mm-hmm.